Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final of the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember Series. Once again, for the last time tonight, my name is Kitfox. Skimmy and Starving are your casters. Your producer is Mr. Crisis, the wizard behind the curtain, and we have got KSDOANZ going up against the IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club for a shot at the $50 and the fame and glory that is provided as winner of the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember Series. Boys, the draft is underway. We've had an absolute cracker of a series, especially this week, week 6. Shout out to all the brand new viewers if you're tuning in for the first time. But boys, it's come down to this.
Absolutely. Shout out to the viewers, the players, the production, everybody involved. It's been the smoothest one we've had so far. I say we're technically week 7 into things.
Yeah.
And we've definitely gone a long way since week 1. So we've ironed out a lot of the creases and finally found our mojo. But here we are. It's the grand finals. Couldn't pick two better teams. They've been here every single final. Yeah. It wouldn't be a final without these two teams here.
Yeah, and, shouts out to them to sticking around in the tournament as well. Making this tournament possible wouldn't be possible without the players, obviously. So, got to pat them on the back. KSDOANZ being the blue side, IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club on the right. So, of course, the two first bands being banned out, Sky Temple and Towers of Doom.
Yeah, no surprises there. These are maps that, Sky Temple being taken away this early is a surprise, but the other two, they're pretty standard. We don't really like those maps in this scene unless you're trying to bust out some cheese.
Yeah, definitely like some explicit strats or something like that. We did see some filthy stuff like that last week, I believe, or the week before last. There was some pretty funny stuff. Blackheart's Bay and other PvE-orientated maps. So kind of seeing a bit more play these days with the recent changes to siege damage of minions and all that sort of carry on. So we might see some of that sort of stuff come back and some of that cancerous, like, Haunted Mines stylish play.
I just hope Haunted Mines never comes back into the rotation.
Yeah,
I hope they just, permanently...
I remember the beta and alpha days.
I hope they just permanently say they're fixing it, but they're not, and they just delete it subtly.
Well, that is fixing it. They got rid of it.
That's a fair point.
Don't fix what isn't broken, but, don't fix what's broken and it will take you, more time and money needed.
And what is broken, Starving, is the fact that we're down to two completely opposite maps. Yeah, Garden Terror, Inferno Shrines. One's small, one's big. One's painful, and one's quick.
One's quick, yeah. So one's dark and one's pretty light. And I'm pretty sure I'm a fan of Infernal Shrines. Sure enough,
that's what we want. We want that insightful, quick, fast action-paced game for the finals. We don't want to see this battle of the chess players,
Battle of the chess
who can move their pawn quicker and who can move their knight to B2 and all this good stuff. We're not playing battleships, mate.
Exactly. We're not playing battleships, or we're not playing Ks and As with cards. We're playing Heroes of the Storm. Yeah. Kerrigan receives the first ban, which is being hovered at least. IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club and KSDO are both letting through Zagara, interestingly enough. So
is this a bait?
Yeah, is it?
Do IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club have something in mind if KSD go for the Zagara first pick?
Maybe they let it slip without even thinking about it. Skimmy, your guess is as good as mine. But, I'm pretty excited to see some Zagara. Hopefully we do. It's not the... I guess it's still a good map for her. Nidus won't be the biggest ultimate to pick up for her. But, wow, the first pick of KSDOANZ is Kalthas.
It's a Zagara, come on.
Yeah, it has to be a Zagara.
It has to be Zagara.
Wow.
It's not Zagara, so... Interesting enough, Zul and Sylvanas, regardless, they are a very, very strong pairing. This map especially, does that mean now?
I think it's small because I think we aren't seeing it being picked up right away because it's a smallish map. And Nidus, with its new reworks, may not be able to utilize the team.
Even still, it's a strong pickup, be it from the cooldown it provides you, the vision it provides you. But I feel that, Zagara still in her base form is the same.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something that obviously you can abuse in Hero League and your quick match games. But when it comes to competitive, they probably have a trick or two up their sleeve.
Definitely. And they might be saving that trick or two as well. So, Kalthas and Rhaegar obviously on the side of KSDO, ANZ so far. And they've been hovering the ETC. So we've seen another team do this. I think it was actually KSDO ANZ earlier on, where they picked up the ETC with the Rhaegar. Could be wrong, but I think it was in the game with one of KSDO's games.
And this is a strong frame-man for them to start off on. You've got the strongest AoE wizard, the strongest AoE support, arguably the two best in their respective roles for this map in particular. And it's warranted now, IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club going for the Tyrande ban.
Yeah, we'll have to be... Oh, wow, they actually did ban out the Tyrande. I thought you were having a wee joke there, a wee cackle. But they actually went for it, so slap that on in and call me silly. That's a Tyrande ban if I've ever seen one. But, you know, they're not keen on their pseudo support, as you could say. And they're just keen to get straight amongst that, you know, raw 1v1 support. Maybe they'll pick up a Karazim or something tricky like that. But KSDO looking to ban out something, and they pick the Muradin. It looks like they're hovering at least. And that is a very good ban. You know, you'd never really want a Muradin to go through.
It's interesting enough because Muradin had a quite sizable change. I mean, it was only one change, if my memory serves me well, where his Dwarven Toss no longer grants you Unstoppable. So that means if you jump in the air now, you can no longer juke Gust.
It's kind of good though, isn't it?
And,
well, I mean,
puts him on a bit of a more even playing field to the other tanks, so we might not see him get as much play. Still, his kit is very universal in what it provides, but I feel like the other tanks need to be buffed to a higher standard rather than having Muradin nerfed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Muradin's so strong anyway at the moment. Of course, he can still... banning him out was quite smart because the Dwarven Toss, if picked up with the stun, the talent with this mini stun, can be paired quite nicely in interrupting the ETC mosh pits. There's a lot of other nice things as well, but Joanna's quite a nice pickup. I really like that. Brightwing being hovered. Yeah, they do steer away from that momentarily, and they are hovering a Greyman as well. So, you know, trying to decide, are we going to pick up some sort of little buzzy support there? It is quite good as well because you've got the polymorph.
I feel like Brightwing would be way too early, especially given what they're up against.
Greymane
would make a lot more sense to me here, and you know, chucking Joanna in the mix as well gives them even more wave clear on top of what they have right now. Li Ming now they're cycling through between two core top tier assassins when it comes to that range role.
Not the best on this map, though.
Not the best, but still, at the end of the day, it's a wizard that can make the plays.
Make the plays with the resets. So, I mean, the certainly thing about this one, they got 35 seconds left in the time pool. You know, so they're really like, they're thinking about this one. The comms going crazy. Turtle Beach tune in. They say 180 on that. We still want a female character though. Let's lock in Sonya.
Well, you know, why not? A bit of feminism on your team, you can never go wrong. We got 3 females and a seedy old man from the cemetery. So, you know, that's a team roster if I've ever seen one in my life, mate. So it's IceboLd.
Equality.
Equality.
Absolute equality there. KSDO hovering their last 2 picks here. They have a total of about, you know, 54 seconds here to work with. So they're just going to take it easy. They've got a lot of time to think about this one. They could round it off with something like a ranged 80 carry, I guess you could say. Like a Vala rounds things out quite nicely as well. Maybe opt in to go for some more wave clear so they can get those a bit easier. Of course, Kerrigan has been banned out. What are you thinking we're going to see here?
I wouldn't mind them going for like a Greymane Thrall.
That wouldn't be bad.
I mean, that gives them even more kill pressure. That gives them another CC to follow up both the ETC and Kitfox.
Do you think it's we may see KSDO take double tank? I don't think so with the Rhaegar. I don't believe.
I mean, potentially.
Oh wow.
Potentially because they'll look to try and have a bigger front line to protect the Kitfox and not so heavily rely on Arcane and his Rhaegar ability. Leoric is an interesting one. He's gone through 2 different patches and received 2 different buffs. Some would say bringing him back to where he used to be in the meta because he's dropped off a fair bit. But this is almost feeling like a game about 6 months ago where we see Joanna and Leoric as the top tanks in the scene.
Yeah, definitely. So toss out your predictions in the chat. Who you think's going to win and bring it back. But the last pick is coming up for KSDOANZ now. They're really trying to round this off here. They've picked up a Leoric, so they've got the double front line. They've got a Rhaegar. It's kind of like sits in between, and they're hovering the Tychus as well. So you were talking about this earlier as well, how you were saying in G5, you know, trying to get more players to play the Tychus. And of course, it's being more received these days.
And I'm a big fan of it because, you know, especially I felt that after this, after that huge patch which resulted in bruises being buffed, I felt like Tycho's going to have a much better spot.
Of a field day. Yeah.
He is definitely suited towards, you know, taking out these big beefy melee targets. And you know, when you got 3 on the other side, if you count Zul as 1, we saw the success that KSD had on this map with him earlier in the day. I believe it was round 2. Can they emulate it again?
Oh, wow. They did end up going Brightwing, Skimmy. Look at that. So first time seeing Brightwing today. A lot of global pressure can be picked up from her. And, of course, Falstad being banned out removes that global pressure as well. So maybe that was something they were thinking of earlier on. But IceboLd come back and say, we still want our global pressure. We're going to take up the Brightwing.
I just worry, like last time when we saw them go up against a very similar comp from KSD, is do they have enough healing? Do they have enough sustain? Okay, you know, Brightwing doesn't have the most healing output compared to what, say, a Karazim or a Rhaegar can bring, but has far more utility. So they're going to look to try and get those, you know, those poke kills where they can. But we'll just have to see how these fights play out.
Keen to see how this Leoric goes as well. You might see the old encaged ultimate and bring them in.
Entomb.
Yeah, Entomb. Then you can see good old ETC running with his hooves, clip clop, clippity clap, and then shred upon his guitar and get a nice mosh pit off. That could be pretty rowdy.
So before we chuck it over to Kitfox to see what the viewers think, you're looking at these two different rosters. I mean, we obviously got a friend in KSD, be it we've got KB there, our flatmate, but we've got IceboLd with all this hype behind them. You know, both these two teams, power giants. KSD took it out the week before. IceboLd have taken it out prior to that as well. You're looking at these two teams. This is a best of one grand final, $50 on the line. Who would you be going at? Covering up those team names, you look at these rosters.
I'm liking KSDO. I feel like their splash damage is pretty big, especially with Leoric and Kalthus combined without ultimates. The single target DP is pretty good as well. And I just don't think, like you said before, you harped on about the healing. I don't know if they're going to have enough. The only real reason I like the Brightwing pick, just a cool character. Polymorph's quite good, can really lock down a player. Can lock down Rhaegar during Ancestral Spirits if he's trying to get that off. So I'm more so looking for the clutch plays out of IceboLd, but yeah, I would really have to say KSDO have the nicer comp for me. I'm going to go with them.
Okay. And I'd have to agree with you in that respect as well. I mean, IceboLd, they do have a lot of utility that they can bring to the table, be it the...
Wailing Arrow.
Oh, yeah, the Wailing Arrow, the Roots, the CC, that can allow Sonya to really do her job well, but I just feel like KSD's comp is just too well-rounded to go up against us. But we'll have to see. We're just waiting for everybody to jump into this lobby. And then we'll have your very final game of the night underway. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. We're up to 353 viewers, the highest we've ever had for a turnout here. Gamestah week number 6.
I think for us, probably the highest we've ever had in Gen.
In our personal careers?
Yeah.
Most likely.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Means a big amount.
That's a heartfelt words right there.
Yeah. So from me and Skimmy, big
feels good, man.
And of course, from Kitfox and Crisis.
Definitely.
Speak on their behalf. Yeah, definitely. So, you know, we'll toss back over to Kitfox to say his final words. See you soon.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Definitely big shout out to the viewers. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Big shout out to the players for getting things through so smoothly tonight as well. It's big smiley faces all around from everyone here at Gamestah to you guys. I hope you can return the favor. And if you haven't, and you have just joined us, click the like button in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. If you do want to win those skins that were mentioned before, we gave away 2 Ladybug and Nubarak skins tonight, thanks to Blizzard ANZ. If you do want to get involved with that and get yourself one of those, it is only open to followers of the channel, so get involved with that. Also, if you would like to get involved as a player, we would love to have you on board. We want to get 8 teams locked in come August for the Fire and Ice series. We're at 6 at the moment, but we need 8. So if you want to get in and play at what we're hoping to be quite a large prize pool, we would love to have you here at Gamestah. But I'm going to pass it back over to Skimmy and Starving for the final time tonight. It's KSDOANZ versus the IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club for glory and, of course, the $50 thanks to Gamestah.
Indeed, and you know, he harped on a bit about the like thing, but I think it's called a follow, mate. So make sure you give us the follow.
You never miss a
follow
shot,
me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. What else is there on social media, mate?
Grindr,
Tinder, Snapchat.
Hey, whatever you use, mate. Whatever you use, that's your personal opinion.
Hey, mate, it's 2016. Anything goes, apparently. So, you know, I'm all good with that. But we're going to be jumping on the game. Who have we got on the left-hand side? It's going to kick it off for KSDOANZ.
Yeah, on the left-hand side, it's John playing Kalfast. Robodober, he's on his familiar role. He's playing Leoric. Session on Tychus once again. KVA busting out the ETC. And Arcana playing Rhaegar.
And we do see on the right-hand side, IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club. Lahal playing Sylvanas. Demise on Sonya. Aluminum on Brightwing. IceboLd on Joanna. Revolta Onsel.
That's the one, and level 1 shenanigans, as we like to see on this map, do take place. Demise taking a beating, but it's not going to be enough for him to fall this early on, as we do see a standard laning matchup looking to take place, but I cut myself off there because it looks like a fight's about to break out.
Massive grid lapse and things already going down on the side of the KSDA boys, and one member already going down. That is the Leoric, of course. He's going to come straight back in the mid lane very, very shortly. But Sashing getting dropped very low in that fight as well, just getting caught up in the midst of CC there. Joanna, such a good tank in these earlier stages of the game. So hard to get away from with that Condemn.
That's the one, and Condemn is going to be quite clutch in this rotation between the mid to bot. Definitely going to out-rotate what the ETC can provide. But you will have to see, as these two teams are just looking to try and basically race for XP.
Yeah, definitely. The rotates between Mid and bot are going to be what you're looking out for. Cavier playing the good old ETC once more. So Cavier has played a lot of tank in the past. He did switch around to the bruiser role a while, didn't he? So playing the Sonyas and Thralls and that sort of thing. And a couple of other minor changes as well. Robodobo taking back to the tank. He's been playing a bit of this and that, but he's back to his fruitful role now. And yeah, going to be very exciting to see Arcana.
This is scary stuff for Arcana. There goes the Bone Prism. He jukes the own way. The only way, really, is he tries to sort of run around in this post for as long as he can. He doesn't have enough. He gets the Chain Hill out, but the Polymorph connects too. And his life is secured as 4 members were frothing and fiending.
Fiending for those kills, indeed, Skimmy. So they managed to get themselves one on the Rhaegar. And now the first shrine is activating. So the game already moving along quite quickly here. Level 4 being picked up for the side over here of IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club.
And the shrine actually spawns quite nicely there as well. Spawns in that bottom side, so as they're bouncing between the two, it's, not too bad for them. So, 4 apiece. 2 kills in favor right now for IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club, but it is early days, and you can see there, KVA looking to make those plays.
Yeah, definitely looking to make those kills during the Gravity Lapse. That's certainly what they did. Gravity Lapse goes up, we see it, the damage is increased that they take, and sure enough, they go down so quickly. You do see Session hovering around with the ETC now, just trying to get as many skulls as they can. Tyker's going to have a
Revolve to solve is caught on the wrong side of the map, so almost copying what Arcana was doing there. He's going to actually get a bit of payback himself. Bone Prism comes out. It's 1v3, but it's not going to be enough. The backlash from that Bone Prism, as well as the Bone Armor, is not going to be enough in this case.
Yeah, definitely not enough, I'm afraid. So he gets picked out, and 32 to 38 looks like the boys from IceboLd are going to pick this up. They do indeed. And Arcana getting pressured out by Sonya, so that is the Frozen Punisher, the first off.
And I would argue a lot of that came down to the fact that they baited away 3 members for that Zor kill.
Definitely.
Not to forget, ETC got taken away in that whole thing too.
Yeah, it looks like they were going to get it to begin with, and then they kind of just gave that one up, Skimmy. So I'm pretty surprised at how they turned out. Level disadvantage now. I was still going for the side of KSDOANZ. They have to be really careful here. And I'm just really liking how IceboLd and his team are playing. They're being very aggressive here. And John almost fell on that wee exchange. Look how low he was.
Yeah, Zor's already in the top lane there. Had no interest in pushing that with the rest of the team. And he's going to soak as much as he can. And definitely those minions, as a result of that patch, are going to be just that much more impactful. So you just can't leave them to do their duty as long as you used to do. As these bounce through the mid. Got the rest of the team starting those mercs.
Definitely. Right
wing coming on through. And it's going to be the Kazra to sort of set things off as they hit 7 and potentially go for the invade.
The good old bad Kazra, eh? They're going to be pushing the lanes. Nevertheless, though, the minimal damage that they do. And they're going to be doing what they need to do. So look at this. They are moving towards the bottom lane. They have been pressuring this bottom lane so hard. I get the feeling like they're just trying to take this out as fast as they can. And then, try and back off. That seems to be the vibe at the moment. But look at this. Demise taking a lot of damage. Polymorph being popped onto the ETC to stop that power slide, stop the whirlwind from cancelling out there. Just minimal plays like that really can make a difference in these little skirmishes that you're having.
And you can see Revolve to Solve almost doing the inverse of what we tend to see on this map, as opposed to going from mid to bot. He's going from top to mid, and he's doing a great job at that. He's double soaking right now, and Session just can't keep up with that. He's pushing in the lane through, but Zor is back. He's going to clear that one in no time whatsoever, but he's looking to go for the Bone Prism straight away. Interesting enough, because this is a waste of mana really at this stage, but the rest of the team are still pushing on bot. They're really abusing that Sylvanas passive.
Yeah, and they're really abusing the range on the Khazra there as well, trying to get mass effectiveness out of that. Demise looking to get a bit caught out here, getting a lot of spell damage from that, from the Arcana and all his boys there, trying to back him up. Need to be very careful here. Chain bomb and those sort of spells very effective in clumped up locations like this. But look at this, they're just really trying to pressure this, like you said. It's going to be with this, the Sylvanas.
And be sure, guys, very last game of the night, chuck out those predictions for the MVP. No skins for the viewers, but definitely prizes available for the players themselves. And keep an eye on what happens as this game does get ever so close to that level 10 mark. They're going to go through to the mid lane now, take out some towers, aim to go for the shrine, which is now active in the top lane. And it seems that Zul has got one place in his mind, and that's towards that shrine itself.
Yeah, definitely. He's still kind of just trying to prepare the lane as well. The grand final, they are hungry for it. They want to win the $50, and they want to get this headset for one of the players in their team for the MVP. But look at that, KVA coming in and actually getting Polymorph right in the beginning of the fight. Demise getting taken so low, and Session and John forced to kind of sit in the backlines together, though, receiving a nice split healing from Arcana. Do believe they might just have to walk away from this fight. They got what they want, they got the pick, and now they can tap well and get back into it. But very nice plays either side of KSDO.
And that was really scary, how Zul literally just ran around on the back on his own and was literally just taking on 2 of the 3 members on his own. He literally dropped John within, say, 200 health of his total. So that's a scary fact with Zul being that strong so early on, and a lot of that comes down to him taking backlash at level 1.
Yeah, definitely. So something you want to be looking out for. And of course, he's going to be evading those strikes. So Tyker's going to have a bit of a hard time if forced to be going up 1v1 against that Zul. So Session trying to do as much DPS as he can. Of course, he's not the best clearer on these shrines because he has to attack so many times, although he does do a bit of damage. But look at this Revolt to solve. Oh my, almost getting taken out. Gravity Lapse just a little bit off in that duration. So he might have got that pre-nerf though, back in the day.
He would have got that if he actually chucked at the Flame Strike straight away, but I believe he hesitated, almost as if he didn't think that the Gravity Lapse was going to connect, and they paid the price for that one, didn't get the pick. He's reset. The rest of IceboLd FC is still clearing top. They've got Sonya solo clearing that right now. They're up 20-10. And, well, it looks like KSD, with the rest of their lads, are starting to make that rotate come through. They need level 10. They're within an inch of getting it. Then expect to see them go all out.
Yeah, this is it. So they want to be looking for this level 10 fight here. They have the advantage. They don't want to fight before 10, but there it is. It's being claimed, so there's no disadvantage now. If they need any time to fight, it's now Skimmy. So they've waited diligently. They've waited patiently. Are they going to go for this? And we'll just have to wait and see. Cavier taking the aggressive front line now. Level 10 has been picked up. Like I said, nice turret being popped down, and Demise actually getting nutted off there and just saying, no, get away from there. But Demise, you know, the ult's still full up and they can actually contest this. And look at Session just trying desperately to get as many skulls as they can, but the fight is still breaking out. Skimmy, they're still keen. Condemn collapsing onto members like John. The wall has been popped, and Revolt to Solve is just trying to be more and more aggressive. Here he comes, the Bone Prism coming out onto Arcana. Need to be very careful here. KVA going so low, and Ancestral Spirit just in the nick of time. And will he turn around? Nice in turn being picked up by Leoric as he does Wraith walk away from there. And wow, this fight is back and forth. They're just trying to delay, and it looks like they succeeded in that.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of questionable plays on both sides there. Very messy, as it didn't really eventuate to any kills. Just a lot of cooldowns, a lot of mana being expended there. And, you know, with 34 skulls would have been picked up, they needed to get a decisive fight there, KSD. They didn't find it. They have paid the price, and they're going to be punished now by the smaller Punisher.
Yeah, definitely. So here it goes. First jump has blocked off here. And, of course, this Punisher will be semi-easy to deal with. But a bit of a damage coming out. Gravity Lapse coming out onto... Oh, Demise getting taken out so quickly there. And wow, what a misplay there, as Luminum does get taken out as well. Brightwing, of course, not very mobile and is easily taken out if on the run.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens if you just get comboed. The CC stacks going onto any target without having that burst heal available. There's not really much that you can do. Obviously, Brightwing can reduce that AP damage or the ability damage later on in the game, but she needs those talents to really allow it to happen. So the Punisher, well, it dropped that fort in very close range of its demise. But they had their only demise on their side, and that was a dead one.
Yeah, definitely, and no puns intended. You know, the Khazra being picked up for, you know, the red side once more. So IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club, they're looking to get 2 more Khazra camps, and rightfully so. Hard camp being picked up for the top lane for both teams respectively. This is going to neutralize itself out, and have to wait and see how that pans out as well.
Yep, 12-12 now, soon to be 13 on the side of IceboLd FC. They're looking to keep up the pressure right now. They've been doing a good job so far, just a few slip-ups here and there, but it's nothing too detrimental. Right now, 3 kills to 5. They are still behind in that, but structurally they've got an advantage. They've just picked up these Shamans. They're going to push out top lane, and easily so with the likes of Sylvanas there. And, well, with the Shamans on the blue side still being unavailable for another 3.5 minutes, this could be a very strong push if they decide to carry it on.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know what? Level 13 has been picked up. They do have the talent here, advantage here. They choose to go for a fight. They're most likely going to be coming out just a little bit on top, of course, with the DPS increase. But and all the utility that comes from the level 13. But no, it has been picked up now, so pretty evened up for KSDO. Look at this, nice and turn being used by Robodobra, and Revolt to Solve forced to pop his ultimate as well. Wraithwort being used in Demise, following up here, doing a lot of damage to Robodobra, actually getting taken out, so showing the power of Wrath of the Berserker there. Nice Gravity Lapse and Chain Bomb going out. John getting taken so low, needs to be very careful, but a lot of damage coming out. Session not in the fight at all. Revolt to Solve getting taken very low. Bone Prism and Polymorph being used under KVA to take him out very quickly. And look at this, Revolt to Solve probably going to go down. Session, very nice chain gun there. And yeah, the grenades certainly just going to break apart that team fight. Very nice response.
Yeah, 4v5 though. I didn't really see how the fight actually broke out in the start, but interesting play by Rob there to chuck out the Entomb on towards Zul.
So sure,
on his own, no support in sight. He's not going to slow down Zul on his own, so interesting plays by himself there, but No, it went in favor of IceboLd, and they'll gladly take an advantage like that because it spawns perfectly for the shrine in the bot lane.
Yeah, definitely, and this is going to be something they're going to be able to utilize very, very easily. John's ultimate still off on cooldown, for the next 10 seconds, so that Phoenix I'm going to be able to use straight away. But of course, they are going to be able to get straight back into that pretty soon, zone out the enemy team, being IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club, and try and pick this up.
Well, you see, we've had Ancestral down for another 40 seconds. Same with Welling Arrow for 30 seconds. Those are big game-changing ultimates that they will want to try and force fights on. Pixie Dust has now been taken, or actually I should say Shield Dust has been taken as the level 13 talent, reducing that ability damage by 30%. But the fight is looking to break out. Big Paslite comes across. He does have Mosh Pit available if he decides to choose it. IceboLd tanking 5 members right now, doing a great job fighting on top of the Phoenix. It's 14 skulls to 16. Nothing too game-breaking now, but you can see they're playing it patiently. Tychus Laser was used. 10 seconds now on Ancestral. Welling Arrow is available. A fight is surely going to break.
Indeed, ETC surely looking for the Mosh opportunity. Welling Arrow already being popped. ETC being polymorphed once again. So the Chain CC very much so on point for IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club here. They understand the pressure of this, but look at this. Nice and Tomb being used, but Demise not understanding the mechanics there and just spearing straight over there, escaping from the clutches of that. But IceboLd being taken very low now. They might actually move onto him. Unstoppable being popped now as well. But yeah, let's go down. This is their time to fight. Ancestral Spirit being used onto Robodoba now, and they are collapsing in. But well, they get the Arcane Punisher just in the nick of time. And it looks like they might just have to walk away. KVA and the rest, they are going for that Mosh Pit, establishing the kill onto Zul. Probably pretty worth it at this point, as they can turn around now and just deal with this Punisher.
And it's the same story again, Starving. We saw it before. 3 members committing to try and take out Azul when the Shrine is available. This time around, they go for the Joanna. And Sonya says, well, sweet as, I'm really good at clearing these, so I'll do that myself. And sneaks in the Punisher once more. So really, not getting as much value as she would like because they've got 2 members dead. Make that Leoric 2. But it's definitely, once again, a deterrent to stop KSD from snowballing.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be able to handle that Punisher nice and quickly. Minimize that damage they took, as a matter of fact, Skimmy. So very, very nice. And the Arcane Punisher is now dead. So the hard camp's coming up as well for the side of KSDO. They can opt to take that at some point to kind of relieve the pressure at the top lane they're experiencing. Look at Lahal being so cheeky down by the Khazra camp on the side of KSDO.
Yeah, hanging out in those vents, looking to see if anybody's going to show their face, but they aren't indeed. They're going to look to try and sit topside and pick up those Shamans. And it would seem logical for IceboLd FC to do the same and try and battle it out. They would have the advantage given they have Sylvanas and trying to abuse that passive even more so than they have already. But right now it's a bit of a lull in the game, 16 to 16. Cheeky invade as they take both Khazra from the bot as well as the Khazra on the left.
This game's feeling very fast moving now, Skimmy. The grand final, a lot of hype around this one. And we do sense a lot of pressure coming out into the top lane as the hard camp, the Shamans you mentioned before, are going to start pushing. Just really liking the tank gameplay here, though. How IceboLd and KVA so confident in their stride. But look at this, a fight already breaking out, and a Mosh Pit might already come out so early. Polymorph being popped as well as the Phoenix. Unstoppable coming out early. Nice in the fight, and Ancestral Spirit out onto Session, but Revolt to Solve will not let up. He is going to keep on chasing. KVA needs to back away once more. Condemn being used quickly, and he does go down, but they do trade off with the Joanna. So Robodoba and ETC have been taken out, so that is, the good old Leoric there. But he's walking around in his good old Ray form. But coming out on top, IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club.
He's not going to be too upset with that one. You can almost argue he's a budget Medivh because he's constantly there pressuring you. He's going to life drain as much as he can to try and get himself back up into the mix of things. As he does pop up in just a second there. But unfortunately, KVA did not have his Mosh Pit up at that time. So he did die. And they did juke around a fair bit before he did pop. But it's 18 to 17. And it seems to be the story of this game. Fights are delayed as they do go for the Mercs. And then when they do break out a fight, the timing seems to be perfect. It's the Shrine. It's up in 20 seconds. Thankfully, KVA's up in 2. Same for Joanna in 5. And this will be the 5v5 for the late game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as soon as they lose the Shrine, if it goes to the side of IceboLd, they've got Sylvanas with the backup. They can push through the lane so easy, and it's going to be very, very scary for KSDO. So they can't really lose this fight. It's going to be a lot of weight on their shoulders for this one, I'm afraid. So wait and see how this goes there. But, not looking too positive in the sense, I guess, for KSDO, as they will have to fight for this.
They're going to split push, though, Starving. They don't really seem to be too fussed about the Shrine. They need to respond to this quickly, because if they don't, they're actually going to get this one. Luminum is joining the party. That's 3 members, 1 with a global, 2 with a lot of siege damage, really, is the only way to describe it. 9 skulls to 0 right now. They don't seem to be too phased. KVA's going to go for the recall now. It's just too little too late. They're still pushing, Starving. Questionable plays. I mean, do they think they can take down the core? Potentially so, but KVA is going to show up on that player pulse and do what he does best as the frozen mages come across to try and slow them down. But it's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, very anticlimactic. They're not going to be able to go anywhere with that, I'm afraid, Skimmy. So they managed to push it pretty hard, though, and be a bit of an annoyance. But here we do see Luminum flying up and Demise just being such an annoyance on that Sonya. He's been pumping out the damage, that good old Sonya. So Demise really looking out for him today. But, of course, IceboLd. Oh, nice and Tomb coming out from Roberts over here. They don't quite have the damage to follow up with that, as he is by himself. And look at this Wraithwort being used very defensively, trying to get out of the midst of this fight. And wow, they're simply trying to push onwards.
He's still on, they're still pushing on forward. Blessed Shield is down, Wailing Arrow is available, Ancestral is up. There goes the laser, big Wailing Arrow comes across into 3 members, so they look to try and force the fight. Demise is spinning desperately away, Beyblade that he is. He does get out of harm's way, Luminum tops him up with that blank kill, but he is forced to go back to base, has no mana available. He can obviously sort of phase himself back into the mix of things, but it's 37-12. There is no way they're going to stop this one. This is KSD's for the taking, and this is a late game one, and almost a relief, to be honest, because IceboLd FC were just about to touch 20. That could have ended the game with that Sylvanas push.
Yeah, definitely. They didn't want to get caught out in that, and they've pushed on pretty strongly even before the good old Punisher has arrived. So they're still 2 down. The Soul's going to be arriving very shortly, but look at that damage. They're piling it on so fast. And look at that Entomb. Very, very nice. Demise surely going to get taken out here. And oh, wow, so low. Does actually manage to live through that indeed because of that Ignore Pain, taking 75% less damage for a period of time. The Punisher jumping in once more, trying to be aggressive. This could be a potential end if they manage to get a couple of kills here, but a lot of damage is cascading onto the side of KSDO.
Beautiful Ancestral comes across, but it doesn't seem to be enough. KVA still drops it otherwise, and big Lapse comes across, coming onto the 2. There goes the Living Bomb, and they're going to try and dismount them as long as possible. Rob is going to be the sacrificial lamb. He can come back from the dead, he can come back from the grave, but John needs to mount up, he needs to get away as they still look to pursue him.
And I mean, all the while, they've been taking damage on their core skimmies. They're down to 72%, 66%. It's going down pretty fast, actually. Look at that. So the Catapult just going absolutely ham. And that is the power of the consistent push in the ball. And that's the power of the patch.
That's the power of the patch, absolutely. That wouldn't have happened before, but now makes these games last that much shorter. This could actually be the game-winning play because they might actually just dive for the core. They're going to go for it. Wrath of Berserk's being popped. Ignore Pain once again. Kalfar's taking a lot of damage. There goes the Phoenix. There goes the damage. The Bolt of the Storm. GG's being called. That seems to be the case. Nobody can stop that one.
Definitely.
And there you go. IceboLd FC repping the hype. They win today. And they take out week 6, take number 2.
Wow, yes, so IceboLd taking it away. Fantastic game. Unfortunately, the KSDOANZ, ANZ, though, they've been in, coming up, and a lot of familiar names. But, IceboLd managing to take it away so far. So look at that. Massive damage from John on Kalfas.
Yes.
This wasn't enough, though. It didn't actually die either. Massive.
Interestingly enough, indeed, yeah. No, Lahal doing his job to a T. 78k damage coming across from him. So congratulations to the guys. IceboLd Appreciation FC. Do check out your MVP suggestions as we do give up the final one for the night. It was the grand final. It was week 6. But in the meantime, Kitfox, back to you.
Boys, what an amazing Ember Series from the start. We peaked at something like 370 viewers. Congratulations to the IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club for taking this one out over the KSDOANZ guys. And now the MVPs, there's a lot of love for Demise in the chat for Sonya. He's playing on Sonya there, but I think that might just be a little bit of a fan club. Revolve to Soul as well, getting a couple nominations as well. But boys, the IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club win the $50. Who do you think should take the MVP? Twitch, think it should be Demise or Luminum?
I would probably say Luminum, to be honest.
I'm personally going to go against all of that. I'm actually going to say Revolve to Solve. I was really impressed by actually how he played as Zul in terms of his positioning, as well as actually the damage he was actually outputting, the pressure he was putting on Arcana to decide who do I go for the Ancestral. So if the Ancestral went out to somebody in the front line, well, I'm going to take out your back line. So in my opinion, it had to be Zul.
Okay.
About yourself, you think Luminum? What will be your
mate,
argument for that one?
I'm willing to compensate.
Okay, cool.
I'm willing to go with your thesis.
Your thesis. Well, there's my.
You know who wears the pants in this relationship?
Yeah, you call it what you like. You're jealous.
That's called jealousy when you're across the ditch. You're just a camera whilst I'm actually here with the real deal, mate.
You get to touch. You get to smell.
Yeah, smell my filth.
I get to get sick with him. I get to
ride that stash.
A bit of a cry.
Yeah.
I get to talk. And I get to yarn and I get to go, yeah.
And they want a dab.
You want a cheeky dab? Well, congratulations, Revolve to Solve, as you also go into the draw to win yourself a Plantronics Rig 500 HD headset drawn at the end of July.
Yeah. July. How's that going?
Until then, back to Kitfox.
Well done, lads. Well done. Congratulations to the IceboLd Appreciation Fan Club for the last time tonight. Great job, Skimmy and Starving. We'll sign you guys out. It must be getting late. It's past midnight over there in NZ. Crisis, our producer, big shout-outs to him. He's due for his beauty sleep. My name is Kitfox, being your host for this evening. Shout-outs to the viewers, to the players, to everyone for making this the most successful Ember Series yet. If you haven't already, please follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, all that good social media stuff. And we hope to see you next week for week 7 for more prizes, more Twitch viewer giveaways, and more action here on the Gamestah Heroes of the Storm Ember Series.